The skies over the Middle East are once again filled with tension as a massive military transport aircraft, the Boeing C-17 Globemaster III, is seen crossing strategic airspace under tight escort by fighter jets on full alert. This is not just another routine logistical flight. It is a powerful signal that the geopolitical situation in the region is rapidly escalating. In recent months, military activity has surged significantly, particularly involving the United States Air Force, which has been intensifying deployments of heavy transport aircraft across multiple nakartan in the Middle East. The C-17 is widely known as the backbone of modern military mobility, capable of carrying troops, armored vehicles, and massive logistical payloads into conflict zones with remarkable speed and flexibility. Its ability to take off and land on short and austere runways makes it a critical asset in large-scale military operations. What makes the situation even more alarming is the presence of advanced fighter jets such as the F-15E Strike Eagle and the F-16 Fighting Falcon, flying in close escort formation around the transport aircraft. Such protection is typically reserved for high-risk missions where threats from both air and ground are considered imminent. Despite its strength, a large aircraft like the C-17 remains vulnerable due to its size and comparatively slower speed, making it a potential target in hostile environments. The fighter jets, therefore, are not merely accompanying the aircraft. They serve as an active defensive shield, ready to respond instantly to any threat. Their presence sends a clear message. This mission is not only important, but also potentially dangerous. Tensions between the United States and Iran have long existed, but recent developments have pushed the situation to a new level. The United States has reinforced its military presence across the region by deploying aircraft carriers, advanced air defense systems, and next-generation fighter jets. Meanwhile, Iran has responded by increasing its own military readiness, activating air defense systems, reinforcing troop positions, and conducting intensive military exercises. In such a volatile environment, even the smallest military movement can trigger a broader escalation. The flight of a C-17 escorted by fighter jets toward areas Nesdaran has sparked widespread speculation about the true nature of the mission. One possibility is the rapid deployment of additional troops to Allied bases in the region, strengthening strategic positioning. Another is the delivery of large-scale logistics and ammunition, which are essential for sustained military readiness. There is also the possibility of evacuation or emergency response operations in case of sudden conflict escalation. However, the level of protection accompanying this flight strongly suggests that the mission carries a higher degree of sensitivity than routine operations. Iranian airspace is known to be heavily defended, with layered air defense systems and extensive experience in countering aerial threats. This makes any foreign military flight near its territory highly risky. In this context, the presence of fighter jet escorts becomes critical in ensuring the safety of the primary aircraft against potential interception or attack. The risks involved are not theoretical. They are real and have been demonstrated in past incidents involving military aircraft in contested regions. This movement also reflects a broader global strategy. The United States appears to be strengthening its military posture in the Middle East to secure strategic interests, protect allies, and maintain regional stability. However, such actions also carry the risk of provoking countermeasures, creating a cycle of escalation that can quickly spiral out of control. In geopolitics, every move has consequences, and every show of al-Quwwah can lead to an equal or greater response as tensions continue to rise. The international community watches closely. Nations around the world understand that stability in the Middle East has direct implications for global energy markets, security dynamics, and political balance. A single flight may seem insignificant on the surface, but within a larger context, it could be part of a much bigger and more consequential movement. High above the vast desert landscapes, the roar of jet engines echoes across the sky. The C-17 continues its path, flanked by fighter jets ready to engage at a moment's notice. Inside the aircraft, personnel remain on high alert, fully aware that they are operating on the front lines of a situation that could change at any second. Below them, the world waits, watching, and trying to interpret the meaning behind every calculated movement. The tension shows no signs of easing. Each passing day brings new developments, and every decision carries far-reaching consequences. Whether this is merely a demonstration of strength or the beginning of a larger confrontation remains uncertain. But one thing is clear: When a Boeing C-17 Globemaster III is deployed toward a sensitive region under full fighter escort, it is no longer business as usual. The skies may appear calm from a distance, but beneath that calm lies mounting pressure and the looming possibility of a much larger conflict. As the operation continues to unfold, military analysts and observers begin to piece together patterns that suggest this deployment is part of a much broader and carefully coordinated strategy. The movement of a Boeing C-17 Globemaster III under heavy escort is rarely an isolated event. Instead, it often signals the early stages of a larger operational framework involving multiple assets across land, sea, and air. Satellite imagery, radar tracking data, and open-source intelligence all point toward an increasing tempo of coordinated activity, with transport aircraft, aerial refueling tankers, and surveillance platforms operating in synchronized patterns. This level of coordination requires extensive planning and indicates that decision-makers are preparing for a range of contingencies, from rapid reinforcement missions to potential large-scale military engagement at the same time. The role of the escorting fighter jets becomes even more critical as the aircraft approaches more sensitive maneuver. Pilots flying aircraft such as the F-15E Strike Eagle and the F-16 Fighting Falcon are trained to operate in high-threat environments where reaction time is measured in seconds. Their radar systems scan continuously for any sign of incoming threats, whether from hostile aircraft, surface-to-air missile systems, or electronic warfare interference. Every movement in the sky is tracked, analyzed, and evaluated in real time. The pilots are not just flying, they are making constant tactical decisions, prepared to intercept, defend, or engage at a moment's notice. In such an environment, even a minor miscalculation could have significant consequences, potentially escalating a tense situation into open conflict. Meanwhile, inside the C-17, the atmosphere is one of controlled intensity.
The aircraft's Vishal cargo bay may be filled with a mix of personnel, equipment, and critical supplies, each item carefully loaded according to strict operational requirements.
Soldiers sit in disciplined silence, aware that their destination may place them in the center of a rapidly evolving situation. Crew members monitor flight systems, communications, and navigation with unwavering focus, ensuring that every aspect of the mission proceeds according to plan.
The hum of the engines, steady and powerful, serves as a constant reminder of the scale and mahith of the operation.
For those on board, this is not just another assignment. It is a mission that could shape events far beyond the confines of the aircraft. On the ground, regional actors are also adjusting their posture in response to these developments. Military bases across the Middle East increase their alert levels, while intelligence agencies intensify monitoring efforts to track every movement in the airspace. The presence of the United States Air Force in such a visible and deliberate manner sends a message not only to Iran but to the entire region. Allies may interpret it as reassurance of support and commitment, while adversaries may see it as a warning or even a provocation. In such a delicate balance, perception becomes just as important as reality, and every action is scrutinized through the lens of strategic intent. For Iran, the situation presents a complex challenge. On one hand, it must demonstrate readiness and resolve, ensuring that its defense systems are fully prepared to respond to any potential threat. On the other hand, it must carefully manage its reactions to avoid triggering an uncontrollable escalation. This delicate balancing act requires precise coordination between military leadership, political authorities, and intelligence networks. Any misstep, whether an overreaction or a failure to respond, could alter the course of events in unpredictable ways. As a result, Iranian forces remain on heightened alert, closely monitoring the movements of foreign aircraft and maintaining readiness across multiple defense layers. Back in the air, the formation maintains its course, moving steadily through a region where the margin for error is extremely narrow. Communication between the escort fighters and the transport aircraft is constant, with encrypted channels ensuring secure coordination at all times. Airborne command and control systems may also be involved, providing a broader operational picture and directing assets